The average of 5 feet rule suggests that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and it's often promoted as a golden standard in self-help circles. At first glance, this idea seems empowering, encouraging individuals to seek out positive influences. However, its validity is worth questioning. By focusing so heavily on the company we keep, the rule can inadvertently fuel social anxiety, making people worry about whether their relationships measure up. It also risks turning connections into transactions, where friendships are valued only for what they can offer in terms of personal growth. This mindset may undermine genuine relationships and create pressure to curate one's social circle, rather than fostering authentic bonds. The success sponge fantasy is the idea that simply being near successful individuals will automatically lead to personal achievement. This belief often encourages a passive approach, where one expects success to rub off without putting in the necessary effort or cultivating their own skills. In reality, proximity alone rarely translates into meaningful progress. True growth requires active engagement, learning, and persistence. Relying on others' accomplishments as a shortcut can foster unrealistic expectations and disappointment. Recognizing the limits of this mindset is essential for developing a more proactive and realistic path toward success. One of the most significant flaws in this myth is its disregard for personal agency. It suggests that individuals are merely passive recipients of fate, stripped of the ability to influence their own destinies. In reality, each person possesses the power to make choices, set goals, and adapt to changing circumstances. You are not an object being acted upon. You are an active participant in your own story. Recognizing this agency is crucial, as it empowers you to take responsibility for your actions and decisions. By challenging the myth, we reaffirm the importance of self-determination and the role each individual plays in shaping their future. The vampire problem refers to a social dynamic where individuals treat relationships merely as tools for personal advancement. When someone approaches connections with the sole intent of extracting value, they inadvertently drain the energy and goodwill of those around them. This behavior often leads to isolation, as people sense the transactional nature and begin to distance themselves. Genuine, successful individuals recognize the importance of authenticity and mutual respect in their interactions. They avoid the vampire mentality, understanding that real connections are built on trust and shared growth, not exploitation. By fostering sincere relationships, they create environments where everyone thrives, rather than just themselves. The concept of being the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with is often misunderstood. Many assume that simply being near successful or ambitious individuals will automatically lead to personal growth or achievement. However, correlation does not equal causation. Ambitious people tend to seek out others who share their drive and goals, forming connections based on mutual interests and motivation. It's not mere proximity that fosters growth, but the intentional pursuit of shared values and aspirations. This distinction is important to recognize, as it highlights the active role individuals play in shaping their environment and outcomes. The real secret lies not in the literal meaning of the quote, but in how it is often misunderstood. While the idea has some truth, its real significance emerges when we consider the concept of normalization. Your social circle holds immense power because it shapes what you perceive as normal, acceptable, or even aspirational. The behaviors, attitudes, and standards of those around you subtly influence your own choices and beliefs. Over time, what is common in your environment becomes your baseline, guiding your actions without conscious effort. Understanding this dynamic reveals why surrounding yourself with positive influences can lead to meaningful change. The people you spend the most time with play a crucial role in shaping your sense of what is typical and achievable. Rather than simply influencing your average behavior, your friends help establish your baseline, the starting point from which you measure your own actions and goals. Their habits, routines, and standards become the reference for what feels normal in everyday life. If your friends prioritize healthy living, ambitious projects, or positive attitudes, These qualities tend to feel more attainable and expected. Conversely, if their standards are lower, your perception of what is acceptable may shift accordingly. Over time, this baseline influences your decisions and aspirations, often without you even realizing it. Imagine a marathon runner who has always believed that finishing a race in under 3 hours is nearly impossible. This belief forms a mental folder labeled impossible. However, when the runner trains alongside high-performing peers who routinely achieve this goal, the perception begins to shift. Witnessing others accomplish what once seemed unattainable changes the runner's internal narrative. The folder is relabeled from impossible to normal but hard. Now, the challenge is seen as difficult, but achievable. Exposure to those who excel redefines what is considered realistic, making ambitious goals feel within reach through effort and persistence. Mental recalibration is a conscious process that goes beyond simply absorbing information from your surroundings. While your circle of friends and colleagues can inspire you and help you see new possibilities, true growth requires personal effort. It's not enough to rely on external influences alone. You must actively challenge your own thinking and push past previous boundaries. By engaging in deliberate reflection and self-improvement, you can redefine what you're capable of achieving. Ultimately, the combination of supportive relationships and individual commitment is what leads to meaningful progress. Consider adopting a new, actionable mantra: stop being a sponge, start being an agent. Instead of passively absorbing the emotions and expectations of those around you, focus on actively shaping your interactions. This shift encourages you to take initiative, express your own needs, and contribute meaningfully to your relationships. By moving from passive absorption to active engagement, you foster healthier connections and empower yourself to influence outcomes. Ultimately, this approach can lead to more balanced and fulfilling relationships. Instead of focusing solely on the outward signs of success, it's valuable to look deeper into the habits and routines that shape real achievement. By observing how your friends approach their daily tasks, you can gain insight into the systems that support their progress. Don't hesitate to ask them about the challenges they've faced and the failures they've overcome, as these experiences often reveal important lessons. Learning from the processes and strategies others use can help you develop a more sustainable path to your own goals. This approach moves beyond superficial admiration and encourages meaningful growth through shared understanding. Your social circle can be more than just a measure of your current abilities or potential. Instead, consider viewing the people around you as a mirror, reflecting the possibilities that lie ahead if you choose to act. Their achievements and experiences can serve as inspiration, showing you what is attainable through dedication and effort. By observing the paths others have taken, you gain insight into opportunities you might not have considered. This perspective encourages growth, not by comparison, but by learning from the examples set by those around you. Ultimately, your network becomes a source of motivation, helping you envision and pursue new goals. It's time to break free from the tired advice of self-proclaimed gurus and challenge the clichés that promise instant transformation. Instead of settling for oversimplified solutions, choose a path of thoughtful, nuanced self-development. Growth is rarely linear, and genuine progress comes from questioning, learning, and adapting. Embrace complexity and cultivate your own wisdom. By rejecting lazy shortcuts, you open the door to more meaningful and lasting change. So, dare to think deeper and let your journey be guided by intelligence, not empty slogans. Ultimately, genuine personal growth is rooted in our own choices and actions. It flourishes when we approach life with curiosity and seek out meaningful experiences. True development isn't achieved by scrutinizing the lives of others or keeping score of their achievements. Instead, it emerges from engaging deeply with our own journey and embracing opportunities for learning. Remember, the most lasting progress comes from within, guided by agency and a willingness to explore.